So what is dollar cost averaging? Simply put, it's when you invest a certain dollar amount every week or every month and you stick to it no matter what. So as long as the sun comes up, if you're investing on a Friday, then you invest that amount of money on a Friday. Ideally, it's money you don't have to worry about. It would be something you would treat almost as a monthly bill. So you know how much your cell phone bill is every month, and you pay it every month. So you will want to do the same thing with investing for the long term. You want to invest amount that you can do every month and not have to worry about it. And the benefits of dollar cost averaging are simple. Um, it doesn't take a lot. It takes about 5 minutes to set up, and you don't really have to do anything else. And until you're getting towards the end of a market cycle, then you might want to make some adjustments or you might want to cash out and average back in. But for the most part, there's not really anything you have to do. It's kind of a set it and forget it strategy. You don't need to time the market. You don't need to know a whole bunch of technical analysis or use a whole bunch of indicators or listen to the guy up the street telling you when to buy or invest a whole lot of money at once. It's the easiest way to avoid doing that too. If you're seeing the numbers go up, if you're building a position for the long term, you don't necessarily have to worry about FOMO because you're already in. You already know every Friday or every Monday or whichever day you decide, you have money being deployed into the market. So it's a really easy way to cure your FOMO. So that's what dollar cost averaging is. Why would you do it with Bitcoin? What are the benefits of that? So Bitcoin is a long-term play. If you're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, it's something not only do you want to set and forget, you have to treat it almost like a long-term savings account because Bitcoin is a very volatile asset. So off the bat, whatever money you're investing should be money you don't want to worry about. It shouldn't be your grocery money. It should be, like I said, something you can set and forget every month, almost like it's not even there. And the reason you would want to do this is similar to how a lot of people say you should invest in index funds. Um, you should, but the thing about it is Bitcoin has outperformed any fund over the last 10 years. And I don't see why it would stop. There's actually a lot of funds investing into Bitcoin now. So it's the easiest way to have a very high beta play. You're simply taking on more risk for a higher return. But like I said, if you're playing it long term, the the swings they don't matter. You might have 70, 80, 90% corrections during the way, but if you're investing $100 a week consistently and it's money you don't have to worry about, if 5 years from now, it won't matter. If you would have bought at the top in 2017, that's 3 years ago. Um, if you would have invested $100 that week and you kept doing it now, you would be in profit. Yeah, it took 3 years to get that initial $100 you invested in profit, but overall, you would be in profit. So you kind of want to think about it as a long-term play. If you're doing it now, then maybe think about what you'll do with the money in 5 to 10 years. It's almost like building a nest egg, similar to what you would do with the index fund. It's the same concept. You're just using Bitcoin as something with a higher return, something that actually can outperform the market because that's what it's done. Um, and I'll get into why later. The other reason is it is completely passive. There isn't a whole lot you have to worry about. There's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that you don't know if they're going to be around. I think right now Ethereum's probably the next safest bet, but even that there's there's a way to get to Ethereum by getting to Vitalik versus Bitcoin is completely decentralized. So it's more of a safe bet than Ethereum is. And if you're playing for 5 to 10 years, you want the safest bet you can get. Not that you can't make money with Ethereum, because at times Ethereum outpaces Bitcoin and it does produce higher returns. But like I said, you want the safest bet if you're playing for the long term. And the reason I'm dollar cost averaging Bitcoin is because the less fiat I have, the better. So these two pictures, the one on the left represents the decline of the value of the dollar. So as you can see, from 1913 to 2013, over 100 years, your $1 would be worth 5 cents. So if your $1 would be worth 5 cents in 2013, imagine what it would be worth now when they just increased the money supply another 25%. So that means just this year alone, that 5 cents would only be worth 4 cents. But considering that's 2013, it was probably only worth 4 cents to begin with. So it's probably really only 3 cents now. So you're talking something losing 97% of its value in 100 years, which is ridiculous. That's almost 1% a year. Versus if you look at the picture on the right, as you can see, since the inception of Bitcoin, it's only went up over time. Eventually, at some point, it won't be as volatile, but you do have big swings, and that's why you want to just dollar cost average. You don't have to put in a large amount because then you do have to time the market, which is fine. That's what I do. I treat dollar cost averaging and trading as two completely separate things. I don't use my money from trading. Uh, I use that more for risk than I do for long term. And the opposite, I don't trade my long term money that I'm dollar cost averaging with. So if you look at the picture on the right, that's what a deflationary asset looks like, something that increases in value over time, which is Bitcoin. The picture on the left, it's an inflationary asset, decreases in value over time. So that's really all you need to know is Bitcoin goes up in value over time, the dollar goes down in value over time. So get rid of your dollars and get more Bitcoin. But like I said, the safest way to do that isn't all at once. It's just week by week. And another thing you can do if you're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, so this year I'm going to be dollar cost averaging $100 every week. Um, I'm going to show that on the channel and show you what it looks like in real time. But if you have money saved up in your savings account, you don't have to buy everything in your savings account all at once because you learned about Bitcoin and you're excited. So that's the easiest way to get wrecked. You want to do it over time. So even though you might be feeling like you're missing out, one way to do it, and this is not financial advice, one way to do it is if you have money in your savings account, you can take a small portion of that and buy it right away just to get the FOMO out of your system. You don't feel like you're missing out. And then start dollar cost averaging every week. So that way you have a small position and you're not completely missing out. And it gives you time to learn more and more about the asset. It gives you time to learn more and more about the market. In the meantime, you could learn technical analysis. You could learn how to trade. You could learn who the players are in the market and what things you can trust, what things you can't, how to secure your Bitcoin. There's a lot of things that you'll have to learn, um, which is why you don't want to invest all your money at once. Because by the time you learn everything you need to know, if you invest your money now, there's no telling where you could be in the market cycle by the time you learn the stuff that you need to know. If you're buying at the top, it's not a good idea, but you don't know when the top is. That's the issue. If you do, if you are good at technical analysis, it's different. But if you aren't, then like I said, you just want to average in. You don't want to buy all at once because there's no rush. It's as you can see, if you would have bought any time in the last 10 years, then you would be in profit. So just keep that in mind. Don't rush into anything, and I will update you next week and I will show you the live dollar cost average that I'm going to be doing. And if you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you next week.